The real spiritual savant is not a magician or fortune teller. While I was in Seattle, I went to the immigration agency to apply for a visa to go to Vancouver, British Columbia. It was on that occasion that an immigration official became sarcastically fascinated with my ochre turban. I had waited in the office for some time, but the man at the desk made no attempt to attend to my wants or even to acknowledge my presence. So I tapped on the counter to attract his attention. This finally succeeded in getting him to arise reluctantly from his desk and inquire as to my business there. The officer looked at me with scorn, his eyes fixed on my turban, and said, "Do you gaze at crystals, tell fortunes, swallow swords? Are you a snake charmer?" I assured him that it was not my purpose in America to tell fortunes or charm snakes. I was not a fakir. I had come to ask for a passport to Vancouver. I was told to come back the next day. The following day I returned with a book I had written and copies of some of my poems. I said nothing but presented these to him. He was surprised. When he had obligingly read a few lines and had a look of apology in his eye for his rash inference, I looked at him smilingly and said, "Dear officer, did you know that the Hindus never had any factory where they knew the art of making crystal balls? Crystals are of Western origin. Hence it is news to me that the Hindus gaze at crystals. As regards fortune tellers, there are quite a number right here in America as well as in India. But whenever you meet an American gentleman, do you ask him, 'Are you a fortune teller?' Every Hindu is not a fortune teller. They don't believe in flattering an unmarried woman by telling her fortune, saying that she is going to have a good wealthy husband, and then relieve her of $3 or $4 for this contrived forecast. Wise Hindus can teach you how to solve the problems of life and change your fortune. Your present poverty or opulence, disease or health is brought about by your own past actions, and your present life and actions will determine your future. Spiritual savants can diagnose scientifically how the law of cause and effect applies to human actions and lives. They do not believe in fate, a predestined happening without a cause. They do not fool people by predictions conjured through the trickery of imagination, equivocal words, or fraud. The real Hindu astrologers make a scientific study of the law of causation governing human actions, and they do not merely tell you your past or predict your future, but rather teach you the art of averting an unwelcome event or stimulating the fruition of a desirable event coming to you as a result of your past evil or good actions. Good astrologers tell their students only what will benefit them, not what will merely satisfy idle curiosity. They say there is no use in telling you what is coming to you anyway unless there is a way to control or regulate that self-created destiny. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. I said to the immigration officer, "Sir, I haven't had the singular, dangerous experience of swallowing swords or taming cobras, which our masterful street magicians often do in open daylight before the scrutinizing gaze of people. Though some may possess unusual powers, they are at the same time skilled in sleight of hand tricks. They perform magic by producing optical illusions. Therein the Eastern magician is superior to his Western counterpart." Then, in a light mood, I challenged the officer. "I have seen some hypocritical Western people wearing hats and dress suits, but I never connected hypocrisy with the wearing of hats. How did you happen to connect snake charming with my turban?" By this time, the prejudicial wrinkles in the officer were smoothed out. In a very friendly tone, he said, "I am sorry. No doubt many good turbaned Hindus have to suffer the persecution of public opinion because some turbaned Indians have produced a wrong impression on our people." I responded, "You cannot expect all Hindus to forsake turbans because some Hindus are far from exemplary, just as I do not expect all Western brothers to forsake their hats because some have practiced hypocrisy while wearing hats. Western tourists go to India and see our poorly dressed coolie laborers and watch the performances of the street magicians or fakirs, and they think the Indian needs to wear swallowtail coats and neckties to be civilized. Customs and mannerisms are non-essentials resulting from certain climatic influences. The real development of man consists of the development of his mind power. So the American tourist visiting India must take care not to misconceive the real yogis of India. The real yogis are distinctly different from the magicians, sword swallowers, instantaneous mango tree growers. The latter are mere entertainers. The former are great souls, very difficult to recognize because of their quiet, unassuming ways and simplicity, yet possessing divine knowledge and miraculous powers like those demonstrated by Christ. As Jesus said, "Except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven." It is through divine simplicity and humility that one can attain great breadth of power and vast wisdom.